How you doing, sir?
Hey, Scott, I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing great. It's great to be up here. Great rocket launch to space, and then the rendezvous to the space station. It's like coming to my old home.
Yeah, I know you said it was like being back home, and we had a great time having an opportunity to spend some time with you and Gennady and Mikhail, and we were really glad that I could help give you that last little kick going aboard. So we're excited about the year ahead.
Yes, sir, I am too. It's going to be a lot of work, but I really look forward to the privilege of serving NASA and our nation as a crew member aboard this really wonderful space station we have.
Well, it's really exciting to have you there, Scott. And I think, as we talked about a little bit when I was over there in Kazakhstan with you and Mikhail, I think it's really, really important that everybody have an opportunity to view the two of you working as a team. This is a really important step on our road to Mars. You know it, and you speak of it far better than I ever could. So we're excited about having you and Mikhail there as partners, and excited about seeing all the things you're going to do.
Yes, sir. One of the themes that we all keep harping upon is this is one crew, one space station. Not just me and Misha, but the three guys that have been up here, since for the last 4 months, Terry Virts, Samantha Cristoforetti, and Anton Skaplerov, and we're with them and me, Misha, and Gennady, we consider this one big space station. The international partnership is one of the things that has made this such a success, and that's one of the things that's most important to us right now.
Fantastic. And I'd love to sit here and talk to you forever, but I understand there's another important person who's on the line, and it's Dr. John Holdren, the President's Science Advisor and the Director of the Office of Science and Technology Policy. So I think Dr. Holdren has a couple of words he wants to give you. John, if you're there, you got it.
I am certainly here, Charlie, and thank you for letting me take part in this call. Scott, I want to start by congratulating you on behalf of President Obama and Vice President Biden on the successful launch. All of us wish you the best of luck in this unprecedented year-long mission. It was great chatting with you in anticipation of this mission when you came to the President's State of the Union address in January as a guest of the First Lady and sat in her box. Now you're up there, and we're watching you with enormous interest, not least because this mission is bringing us scientific information that only a prolonged stay on the International Space Station can provide. And as Administrator Bolden just mentioned, and as we all know, is a really important milestone as we work toward the President's goal of sending humans to Mars in the mid-2030s. We're also very pleased that you took on the President's challenge to be active on social media and Instagram, and we enjoyed looking at your first image from space. Over to you.
Yes, sir. First of all, yeah, it was my pleasure, sincere pleasure meeting you at the State of the Union address and talking to you about what the goals of NASA are and the International Space Station program and our future goals, and we appreciate your support towards those ends. And I also really appreciate the First Lady and the President's attention to NASA and the space program. And I truly believe this is one of the most amazing one of the most amazing facilities, scientific achievements, engineering achievements that we've accomplished, and the amount of work and science up here we can get done in all different areas of all different kinds of disciplines, whether it's exploration or experiments that improve life on Earth is very important to our people and in the U.S. and the international community as a whole, and hopefully the current crews and previous crews and future crews, and not just Misha and myself, will be furthering our goals to put humans on Mars someday.
Well, you guys are all heroes up there, and we're depending on you.
Well, thanks very much, John, for your greetings to Scott. And Scott, there is in fact one more person down here with us. I think he's in Tucson or somewhere on the globe. and that's your twin brother, Mark. I don't know whether you knew or not. Well, you did know because you saw him. He fooled all of us and almost gave us a heart attack when he came out on launch morning with no mustache. So that's the only way I could tell you two apart. So Mark is with us, and Mark, if you could talk a little bit about the twin study that's going to be conducted with you and Scott during the year that he's there.
Yeah, thanks, Charlie, and thanks, Dr. Holdren. It's it was great, first of all, for me to be at the launch, to see my brother fly into space one more time. I also want to acknowledge our dad. You know, he's been a trooper, and he's the only parent that has to go through 8 times watching one of their children launch into space, and he handles it so well. So Scott and I both appreciate him. This twin study is it's going to give us, hopefully, information on what we need to one day go to Mars. We understand a lot about the engineering of a Mars flight, like what it would take to get people there and get them back, but we don't understand a lot about the physiology. And this was a unique opportunity to study Scott and I, him in space. I feel very fortunate to be a small part of this mission. But hopefully the data that the scientists and physicians obtain from the two of us will give us a better understanding about the physiology of the human body in space, how the unforgivable environment of zero gravity and the radiation environment affects the human condition. Because if we are going to send people to Mars one day, it's not going to be a one-year flight. It'll probably be more than 2 years. And there's a lot to learn there. So I'm thankful to be part of this. I'm behind my brother Scott 100% as he spends a year in space. That's a big, big challenge that I know he didn't take lightly, and I appreciate him doing that for our country.
Hey, Mark, thank you very much. And Scott, I also want to thank you for taking the time to let us come in and intrude on your work today. I know you've got another group of people that want to talk to you after we finish up here, but just want to let you know, as I told you before you launched, don't worry about Amika and Sam and Sarah. We got a lot of folk down here who are watching them and making sure they stay okay. Let us know if you need anything. But I really want to thank you for taking on this challenge. It really is important that we get it all right because we do plan to put humans on Mars in the next few decades here. And the 2030s is the target the president set, and we think we can really make that. So again, to you, thanks so very much for your service and for taking on this, and thanks so much for spending some time with us today.
Well, I really appreciate those words, General Bolden. Also, you coming to launch and spending that time. And yes, we all take this job very seriously, not just the crew members on board, but the tens of thousands of people all around the world that make the space station the amazing facility it is. So thank you.
Thanks very much, Scott, again. And we're going to get out of here so you can get Mikhail to come join you there. And we want to see how he's doing and see the two of you together. So best of luck. Take care.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
Thank you, Administrator Bolden, Dr. John Holdren, and former astronaut Mark Kelly. Station, please stand by while we reconfigure video and audio communications.
Hey, Misha, looks good.